enough for me. I like to be petty about it. Dropping number one, and when it's done, I just forget about it.
They ain't got nothing invested. See, when you invest in something and you hustle and you work for something, you got a different type of attachment to it. You're gonna have a cold day in hell for somebody to try to take this from you. We live by this, we die by this. We don't surrender, we don't retreat. Every man must search his own soul. I listen to that quote every morning. Every man must search his own soul.
You have like a special collab video today with my boy Pasha. How you doing, bro? Everything good?
What's good? What's good?
It's been a while. I think last time we did a collab was 9 months ago. So today we're running it back. We're gonna cover a bunch of topics. So let's get it.
So here's the thing that I think most people do, and something that I used to do myself and still sometimes find myself doing. And it's not protecting my focus and attention enough and being too stimulated. And this is something that everyone kind of already knows, but they don't always manage it properly. So for example, waking up and checking your phone right away and like scrolling it through and replying to messages, or scrolling through, checking your notifications on Instagram, or just doing anything on your phone that's just very hyper stimulating. Anything that you do after that is going to be 10 times more difficult.
It doesn't feel rewarding, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because all dopamine is a reward mechanism, right? So if you're stimulating that reward mechanism in your brain by doing very easy things, such as moving your thumb around on a little digital device and getting that much stimulation, when you sit down to do something that actually takes focus and attention that doesn't give you immediate dopamine, it is going to be so much harder to sit down and focus. And the reason that this is a problem is because in order to create anything valuable, whether it's for yourself or another business or anything, it requires that deep sitting, focus, attention, and deep work, right? Deep work is a concept of you sitting down and getting into flow state, and everything around you doesn't matter, and you lose track of time. If you're not able to get yourself into that state, you're not going to be able to compete with others who can get into that state, because then it acts like a force multiplier. 2 hours of work from someone who's hyper-stimulated, who can't focus and can't put attention towards anything, is like 10 minutes of work for someone who can actually sit down.
Yeah,
and
it's
really,
not the same.
Like a laser, you know what I mean? Rather than, you got to laser focus, because then it allows you to really pierce through and get things done. And, this is something that I think a lot of people don't pay attention enough to. You got to sit, for me at least, when I wake up, like I just go for a walk. I don't even check my phone. I don't reply to messages. I don't check notifications. I go for a walk. I come back, and then from there, I just get straight to work. Whatever like my main task is that I was thinking about the night before, I just work on that, and it allows me to just sit down. I get my noise-canceling headphones on, and literally just work for an hour, 2 hours straight, and my mind isn't wandering. Like I don't get distracted. I don't feel any urge to check my phone, and that's because my dopamine levels are at a standard baseline. They're not up here, and when they are up here, you have to fight those urges of like checking your phone and checking the messages and all these things, which takes your attention and focus away from doing the actual work.
Bro, like your attention gets fried after like a couple of reels. Like I've tested this. I go on my phone, I'm like, okay, let's do one day in the morning that you're scrolling for 30 minutes, and one morning that you just go on a walk. As you said, I go on walks every morning too,
Nice.
And the difference is insane. It's like your brain doesn't work, bro. Literally, like it's like clogged, like it's clogged up. Like all the thoughts you have, like anxious, and you're like feeling no ideas are coming through. Now you add like bad diet, bad sleep, bad routine, everything combined. Of course, you're not gonna get anything done. And now like on top of that, people have like a certain lifestyle that, they get overconsumed with sports. They get overstimulated with politics, And I'm not saying you shouldn't be thinking about those things, but at the end of the day, your focus needs to be on places that it's going to actually improve your life.
Right.
And a lot of people, they get way too they get way too involved in this like politics, sports, all like celebrity stuff, things that is not going to really improve your life. And let's be honest, like when was the last time you watched a sports game and your life got better after? Or when was the last time you watched celebrity news or politics and your life got better? Never. It's just a conversation starter for most people, to kind of have debates and maybe start arguing maybe in the comments, which is made it easier for people online. But I personally don't see any benefits in that. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's meaningless distractions. Like everything else in life, there's a balance. So it doesn't mean you have to never watch sports, never know anything about what's going on in the world. But it's important to understand that your focus is something that needs to be protected and something that you can't just give out. right? We live in a world where there's so many things coming in and hijacking your focus on a daily basis, literally every minute. Something happens in the news. There's a new sports event going on, some celebrity drama. Whatever is going on, these are all things that are going to pull out your focus and prevent you from using that same amount of focus that could be directed towards something else that actually would benefit you, right? Focusing on a business, for example, reading, whatever it is, putting it towards something that actually gives you a tangible benefit. That's where your focus, all of your time and energy, or most of it, should be directed towards.
100%. I know you said, we were talking about this before, you played soccer, you have like a lot of passion for the sport. I played soccer, basketball, I've had, content pages about soccer, and I was way too deep in it, and I'm telling you, when you're on the other side of the coin, your life doesn't really necessarily improve if you get way too involved. Unless you're actually part of the team, you're like actually playing the sport, or you have like a fan organization, or you're running events or like something.
You're actually involved.
Yeah, realistically speaking, nobody's really benefiting from that. So unless you're in it, maybe continue. If you want to be a content creator specifically for that, I think that's a good thing to do, to be involved, obviously, because that's your niche.
Right.
But for most people, your emotional state gets disrupted. You feel like angry, your mood goes down for performance of other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nothing is more pathetic, in my opinion, than sitting down, watching a sports game, and being genuinely upset.
Yeah.
Right?
It's crazy.
Unless there's some specific, circumstance where it's like you have an emotional connection to that team for whatever reason. I mean, for most people that's not the case, but if you're sitting down and watching a football game and you're getting genuinely angry and your mood and the day is ruined after they lose, you gotta grow up, to be honest. That's teenager shit.
We've all been there, man. We've all been there. How many like those fans, like you've seen the videos, like they throw something at the TV, break something, or I've seen people break up family relationships over politics, which is insane. And I don't want to get too deep into this, it's like not the topic of the video, but when people like start, thinking this division is real, when you get overconsumed by like this side or that side, and you think like this side is right or that side is right, I promise you there is, on the other side of the light, like when on the other side of the bridge, you go cross it, everything is a show. And if you're able to kind of observe that and understand that, and you pull yourself out of it, then you can operate without any affiliations or any emotions attached to it, and you can be free, which is like, I would say, when you get way too involved with this politics, I think that's the definition of the matrix.
It goes back to all these different things are distractions, and if you're putting your energy and time and focus into something that's not going to directly improve your life, then it's just, what is it for?
Yeah.
Really, what is it for? You got to protect it. Be very intentional, be very conscious of where your time and energy and focus is going into, and put it into the vehicles and the channels that are going to further your personal objectives and what you're looking to do in your life.
Quick location change, because like they were complaining about us not being able to film, but I feel like this is a better spot, We have sunlight.
The weather is nice, got the sun out.
Yeah, we were talking about focus and distraction and all that in the previous segment. I think it's going to be a good way to lead to the next segment, which is when you're able to put that attention and focus somewhere else, which is you, then you can use that for your self-development, for your growth, And I'm sure most of the growth in your life came from when you had all that attention and focus on whatever you're doing, on your physique, on your business, and suddenly you go up.
Yeah, you just got to figure out what you want, right?
Yep.
Because what I want is different from what you want is different from what someone else wants, and no one's here to tell you what you should do with your time and energy and focus.
Exactly.
As long as you're putting your time and energy and focus towards not what other people are saying they want for you or think is best for you, it's what you want. One of the most important things that you'll ever do in your life is to sit down with a pen and paper, no distractions, hour or two, literally just think about what you want in life. It's crazy how many people you could ask that question to and they wouldn't know. They couldn't tell you. They don't even know what they want. And how do you expect to get what you want if you don't even know what it is? It's like expecting to arrive at a destination in your car when you don't even plug any, destination in the GPS.
100%.
It's like, how do you expect to get there? You need to figure out what you want, right? Is it that you want to own a business and make an impact and have freedom in your life? Is it that you want to be super shredded and have a physique and help other people achieve the same?
Yeah.
Is it that whatever it is, you just got to figure out what you want and put your time, energy, and focus into that channel, whatever the objectives are or the tasks are that is going to move you further in that direction, rather than having your time and energy stolen by all the other distractions we've been talking about.
Bro, solitude and silence takes you a long way. Like, I'm sure you've tried like times like driving with no music and just nothing, blasting, on the speakers, or just home going on a walk instead of being on your phone. When you're like, it's just purely on your thoughts, a lot of people struggle with that.
Yeah.
Their internal demons, their insecurities.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't be comfortable in that mental state, so they start using substances, different things to calm themselves down, and they're uncomfortable being uncomfortable, you know? Like, you gotta kind of be okay with sitting in that discomfort and saying, you know what? I'm feeling this way. Why do I feel this way?
Yeah.
How can I fix this? How can I change myself in a way that I'm going to be comfortable sitting in the middle of an island and just be at peace, knowing that there is no entertainment and I can just be happy here?
Yeah, 100%, man. You know, again, too many people don't take the time to literally just sit with themselves and their thoughts. You know, again, the same way you could ask people, when was the last time, or have you ever sat down and really just genuinely thought about what you want? Like, a lot of people will say they haven't. And also, if you ask someone, when's the last time you went to the gym without having earbuds, right? What's wrong with just working out and just like connecting with your breath and just like literally just chilling? Why do you always have to have something pumping in your ear, right? Why, when you're driving, do you always have to have music on, right? Why don't you just drive and look out the window and feel the fresh air and literally just think to yourself and your thoughts and organize them, right? Some people, the reason they don't know what they want is because they never even give any time for themselves to think. They're never thinking. They wake up and they scroll, and then they go to the gym and they have, you know, music blasting at max volume, not even thinking, and then on their drive home they're listening to music as well, and then they sit down and they're eating and they're watching a YouTube video. It's like, when throughout that whole process are you actually thinking about anything? It's always just something else.
Everything is constantly coming to your mind rather than
I mean, all these different inputs coming in, and by extension, I mean, you're gonna evolve. I mean, that's no debate. Everyone evolves, but it's like, what are you evolving into? Are you evolving into just a bunch of random inputs that you're intaking on a daily basis just for whatever reason because you're not intentional about it? Or are you evolving into genuinely what you want to evolve into from thinking about what it is you want and genuinely providing yourself with the right inputs that are going to further yourself in that direction?
Yeah, there's like a huge power sitting in the silence and like kind of observing what your true desires are. I feel like even for me, I'm going to talk about my personal experience. Sometimes when you're too much on social media, my friend has been doing like a social media detox for a long time, and he was telling me, when you're off the internet, you actually get to know, okay, this is what I want. You're not influenced by other people, and you're like, this social media space in general, no matter what industry you're at, there's always people saying things behind your ear, and you forget who you are. You forget what you like. You start liking things because other people like things. The way you live, the way you dress. We were talking about the info space. I'm like, everyone is like dressing up in a certain way. It's like this Iman Gadzi, you know, classy luxury style, because it's the meta. Like, you know, like I guess it's popular right now, so everyone's copying the same thing. But what about you bringing a new style to your space instead of just, you know, copying other people? And it doesn't mean don't take inspiration. It just means be you. Like, I know it sounds gay and pretty cringe, like, oh, just be yourself. But there is power in just sitting in solitude and see, okay, this is the type of person I am. Actually, I don't want to dress up like in suits and, you know, pretend like I'm this, you know, CEO guy. I like to, you know, wear like gym stuff and, you know, talk like that, you know, in a certain way. But a lot of people, they're scared to be themselves. And I posted a story yesterday too, like how important it is to learn who you are through struggles and to see, just let yourself be revealed to yourself. Be okay with that. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree, man. It's so important. And this connects to what we were talking about before, because when there's all these distractions and you're not actually focusing about what you want, extension of that is not even thinking about who you are, right? You know, if you don't know who you are and if you don't have an idea of like what you stand for or what you're about, then of course you're going to be just copying everyone else, right? It's important to think for yourself still, to have an element of your own personality and what makes you unique. And of course, by all means, still get inspiration from other people, but too many people just directly copy others thoughtlessly and don't add anything to the table that's unique or different or special. Right? And everyone, as cringy as it is, everyone has something unique and, you know, special to bring to the table. And as long as you could mix that, for example, with a degree or a piece of getting inspiration from others, I mean, that's how you could really move in the right direction and still bring something to the table that's unique.
I'm curious to see what your take is. I've gotten the most amount of growth in my life whenever I was the most aligned with my authentic desires. Who I actually wanted to be, I was living truly to that, instead of, you know, listening to other people or copying certain things that I thought it may be the right way logically, but it's not really authentic to you, so you're naturally behind because, you know, it's not really you. Like, how's your experience been, like, from, you know, living authentically, with your true desires and true goals rather than thinking and doing things from what other people say.
Yeah, I think, COVID was a perfect experiment for a lot of people to understand that distinction.
Yeah.
Right? Because when everyone was locked down and staying in their homes and, weren't going out and hanging out with people and being influenced, you got to have that time to yourself to think about, what it is really that you want and what those true desires are and what you want to make out of your life, rather than getting just bogged down and influenced by who else was around you, right? So I think that period of time is where a lot of people really got to understand who they really are and what they really want, considering that factor of influence from outside, which is, sometimes hard to deal with if you're not aware of it, especially when people are a bit younger per se. COVID was a good experiment to, at least for me, and I know a lot of people that I've spoken with, to really hone in on what your true desires are and get clarity on it, right? What you want, not what other people want for you that you get influenced by.
It's like the topic we were talking about up there. You're saying a lot of people choose to, be distracted by the nonsense that's going on outside rather than focusing on the things that they can do. And as you said, a lot of people during COVID, they decided to start making content. They started actually pursuing their goals. And, some of them, they made a shift, some of them didn't. And I believe right now as we are progressing toward 2030, I think by the time we get there, there's going to be a huge gap of people who actually truly went in for their goals and some people who just gave up.
Yeah.
And they're worried about Super Bowl,
The Goy Bowl.
Goy Bowl,
Super Goy Bowl.
Bro, what do you think about changing your environment? I know you live close to, Orange County and that area.
Right.
And, I'm from the LA area. I feel like whenever you come to places that are a little bit more, I want to say, higher tier, you definitely change your mindset a lot. You feel different, you move different. And, this is what was Fashion Island?
Yep, you got it.
Fashion Island. When you come, you see that people move a certain way, and you can take inspiration from that. And I think there's a huge power in changing locations and going to different spots, because when you're stuck in your hometown and you're not really going to different places, I personally feel like you don't really get an outside perspective. You've been traveling a lot to what's a lesson you've learned from traveling and going to different countries?
Yeah, that's a good question. So essentially what it comes down to is your environment and also the people you surround yourself with are the most consequential things in your life. And the reason being is because they influence your thoughts.
Yeah.
Nothing influences your thoughts more than your environment, because that's where the sensory stimuli is, what you see, what you smell, what you hear, but then also the people you're surrounding yourself with, right? Everyone knows energy is contagious.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that you become who you surround yourself with. So if you're putting yourself in environments that are productive and inspirational, and you're surrounding yourself around people who are also inspiring to you and people who you want to be more like and can learn a lot from, all of that is influencing your thoughts in a great way, considering that all of the actions that you take in life stem from your thoughts.
100%.
Right? And everyone knows that actions are what dictates circumstances, right? So with that logic train, if you want particular circumstances, you need to surround yourself around the environments and the people that is going to move you towards that direction where you could allow yourself to get those circumstances, because it's going to influence your thoughts, the way you think, the way you feel, by extension, how you operate, what actions you take, and those are going to lead to the results that you want and the circumstances. So that's what it all comes down to. So when you're traveling, for example, when I'm traveling and I'm in positions or environments that are, let's just say, when you're surrounded around money, where there's lots of money and you can see an abundance of it, nice cars, boats, eating at nice restaurants, and also, for example, surrounding yourself around people who are put together, who are sophisticated, who are competent, who are skilled, and you're also speaking with these individuals, and you could get inside of their mind and, have conversations with them. What that does is it influences your thoughts in a very positive way, and, starts to make you feel more inspired, and from there, you go ahead and you take inspired action towards whatever it is that you want, 100%. Right? In the same way that this could work for you, this, invisible force of thoughts, it could work against you as well, right? So if you're surrounding yourself in environments where it's very degenerate and all you see is just, no opportunity. A lot of people feel this in their hometowns, right? They just see no opportunity, no one's working any cool jobs, everyone hates their life. your friends are dipshits who go out and drink every single weekend. Like, whether you want to, admit it or not, that stuff influences the way you think. But in this case, it's in a negative sense. And now you have this invisible force that's working against you.
It's like a huge set of weights just holding you back,
Exactly. And then, it's there whether you're conscious of it or not. So anyone who has the consciousness and has the, let's say, awareness of it, you need to do your due diligence and, do what's right given that information, which means surround yourself around people and surround yourself in environments that are going to lead you towards where you want to get to, right? Because these are the things that influences your thoughts, and thoughts are everything.
100%. Yeah, your environment plays a huge role in the way you feel about yourself and the way you see yourself and the risks you take. I'll keep it honest. A lot of people, from what I observed, is that they are afraid to try new things and go outside the box because they're afraid of judgment. They're afraid of having hate pages about them. But if you just don't give a fuck about that and just do whatever you want to do and whatever you feel like it's aligned to yourself and that's going to contribute to your purpose, I feel like whenever you're living authentically, that's a purpose that's God-given, You feel like you're fulfilling an actual purpose that's given by God.
Yeah.
And honestly, you progress more. And personally, from my experience, every time I stuck to my authentic goals and my desires, I actually made more progress and I actually felt way more fulfilled. So what do you think about that?
No, I completely agree. I think what comes to my mind when you say that is everyone has a devil on their left shoulder and an angel on their right shoulder, right? And the devil is going to be telling you and giving you all these thoughts that are negative and planting seeds of fear, doubt, shame, whatever it is. And the angel on the other side is going to be the inverse of all those things. Inspiration, hope, desires, what you really want. And, it's up to the individual and the soul to decide which they listen to, who they feed.
Absolutely.
Right? Which one you're going to give into. And when you're authentically yourself and pursuing what your higher consciousness wants for you or what God wants for you, that's listening to that higher consciousness, that angel on your shoulder, which will always be there. Everyone has it, right? You have the opportunity to listen to it or reject it. And, unfortunately, a lot of people listen to that devil on their shoulder and you give into the temptations and you just follow what feels good right now. Well, that's not going to lead you to a life that you enjoy in the long term.
100%. There was a clip I saw. I don't know if you know this guy. His name is Zerka.
Yeah.
There was this clip of him. It was saying, sometimes you're in a strip club and you're getting you're vibing with the stripper a lot, but you have the moral discipline to, you're like, I may have fun with the stripper, but doesn't mean I'm gonna go have sex with her. So you have to have that discipline, in all aspects of your life, and actually let that moral code guide your life. Because I feel like a lot of people, people think selling your soul is you just go, go to a temple or you go to Epstein Island or something. But in reality, it's just you sacrificing your moral codes for physical and third dimensional, basically, goals and benefits, right?
Yeah. Everything is temporary at the end of the day, right? So there's always someone watching, and everyone inherently knows what's good or bad, what's right and wrong. And if you do what is wrong against what your consciousness is telling you good just for material gain in this world, you're going to pay the consequences whether you believe it or not at some point or another. Right?
There was this offer that I had to, grow and build a brand basically for this company that I don't want to name, but they're known for very negative and bad impact on people, especially men. Let's just say the corn industry, So I had an offer that I basically could have made money that's probably way more than a lot of people's annual salaries, but I said no. And it all comes down to your moral code. Yeah. And it's not about thinking you're better, or it's not about that. It's about fulfilling that moral code that God gave you, because if you make that right decision, God's going to bless you in so many different angles and avenues that you wouldn't even think of.
Yeah. So that's listening to that angel on your shoulder, right?
Yep.
When you listen to that devil, that's where you fall into the trap of chasing money, greed, lust. None of that stuff is what you want.
Yeah.
None of that stuff is going to get you to where you want to get to. So it's over here.
Yeah, now the next step is to have a professional videographer, because my shoulder is going dead. I need to hire someone for this shit. When people ask, what do you do for a living? you don't say what actually you do because it's pretty boring. I don't want to go up to people and say, yeah, I help business owners grow their business with ads and content. It sounds pretty, boring and
Very vanilla.
yeah, very vanilla. So you gotta spice things up. So we just got asked what do we do. So we're like, I do OnlyFans. I'm a retired OnlyFans star and I'm helping him blow up, And now we got alcohol, So
New in the industry.
New in the industry. Is it good?
Yeah, I mean, sparkling wine. Nothing too crazy about it.
I don't think this is halal, But I did have my bacon in the morning.
Haram.
Yep.
But we should probably get clarity on what we want. You gotta figure out what you want in life, even the food you eat.
That is true. I'm not a seafood guy,
Not?
Nah, I don't really like to eat fish.
What about sushi?
I think that's considered seafood, no?
Yeah, but like raw fish by itself, I think is like, I put it in a different category than like sushi.
I'm not a huge fish eater,
Yeah, in general. I used to not be, but I've kind of warmed up to it a bit.
I'm gonna keep it as basic as possible. Bang bang chicken.
Bang bang chicken.
I think that goes with the vibe of the OnlyFans, Bang bang chicken.
When she asks me what you want, just say that, like just look at her and not say it.
Hey, I'm gonna say that. Just watch.
Look at the
Bang bang chicken. Steak and soy marinated. Interesting.
Interesting.
So they wanna help people bang bang, but they're feeding them soy.
People.
Speaking of college, you're still going to college, right? Or you graduated?
Yeah, so I'm finishing up my last semester, and it's all online.
Bro.
So, 5
Kudos to you.
classes.
Kudos to you. I think he's
Time management, man.
I think you're the only one that I know that's like in the content, online space, whatever you want to call it, that he's going to college and he's also doing all this stuff at the same time. It takes a lot of discipline, so I respect that.
I appreciate that. It's a struggle, but you gotta do what you gotta do,
The only thing you're gonna miss out is that you're not gonna be able to go on a podcast and say you dropped out.
What's up, guys? I'm 18 years old, dropped out of college, drive a Lamborghini,
This is my goal in life, bro, I'm telling
buy
you.
my course.
Wait, let me show you. Have you seen this clip? This is my goal in life, by the way.
lighting is-
Dude is just a grind from rap. So you had an opportunity to do the drug thing, scholarship and everything. Rap. I think it was like in Jacksonville.
That's gonna be me in a podcast, so I'm gonna go on a podcast, I'm gonna say I turned it down. I turned it down.
Turned it down.
Ay, ay, ay. This guy was saying he got like a $5 million offer.
Who?
That guy that I just showed you, he said he got like a $5 million offer to like go to college or scholarships.
Yeah, that guy's capping.
Yeah.
That's like one of the biggest capping moments.
Top 5 cap moments.
Internet history.
And he was like, I went to this college, big college in Jacksonville, and there's like no college in Jacksonville.
What was his scholarship? He's like, yeah, I got offered.
5, 10 million, 15 million. So is it 5, 10, or 15?
Fucking idiot.
It might have been like 5K. I think 5K is pretty doable. You get like financial aid,
Yeah. Turns it down.
Shout out to FAFSA, because I remember when I was going to community college at the time, like this was like 5 years ago or 6 years ago. I got a lot of money from financial aid because like that was like when I was new to America, and like they were like giving immigrant students like financial aid.
Yeah.
So I got some, I invested in my computer and all that, So
There you go.
shout out to the colleges and the FAFSA community,
Proper use of financial aid, that's for sure.
Definitely helped my education for sure. Whenever I can't order food fast, like I don't know what I'm gonna order, that's the worst feeling. It's nothing more humiliating to not be able to order your food fast.
Grown man who can't decide what he wants to eat.
It's bad, bro. It's bad. We are losing aura points as we're speaking.
I think you scared her off, bro.
Yeah,
I think she left her shift early.
yeah. That might be a. Have you heard about the T app?
What?
The T app.
It's oh.
I think I'm
Isn't
gonna
that
get.
the company who had like a massive data breach?
Yeah. So they basically girls go leave like reviews on guys, like they put like red flag or green flag.
Yeah.
So I think after this meal, I'm gonna get red flag number 51 probably.
Yeah. probably. Did you see that there was a huge data breach in that
Yeah.
app?
Yep.
Because they ask you all these personal questions, like your ID, your social security number, for whatever reason.
It's crazy.
Someone got in and got all that info.
You know, I never understood.
I think that's karma, though, because if you're actually signing up and giving that type
is
of
karma,
information,
for
a drama, like boy tea app, you just got to grow up. You're natural selection, pretty much.
There's a grown-ass woman going to the apps, leaving stuff about men with fake accounts. Shout out to Lychee Martini.
That's even worse.
I got a lot of hate for my podcast, honestly. They're like, he's like a Walmart Andrew Tate, stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you told me that last time. I thought that was funny. Walmart, Andrew Tate. Yeah, I don't know if the lighting is sleep this way.
Wanna be alpha male, all that. Can't even be myself nowadays. Bro. If you hit the
Just listen to him, bro.
if you hit the gym and you have
If you're a
2 out of
masculine
10
man who hits the gym,
and you have a little bit of confidence,
Andrew
automatically
Tate.
go to that category.
incel, Andrew Tate supporter, woman beater.
Everything. Misogynist.
misogynist. Just put the fries in the bag, bro.
There was a girl complaining, like in that tea app, I saw someone, like there was a girl complaining about, I followed the girl, I messaged her, she didn't respond, so I unfollowed her, and she was saying, oh, ha, 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 he messaged me and then he unfollowed me. I'm like, what am I supposed to be in your following pipeline? You can run ads on me? What is that?
Yeah, that's stupid.
Of course I'm gonna unfollow. I try to like not eat that much, because like I can't really track anything outside, so I try to have things inside.
Do you track everything like at home?
Yeah.
Really?
So right now, you're sitting on 1,000 calories remaining. So
Use Cal AI?
yeah,
Actually?
MyFitnessPal, yeah.
Okay.
So
I
today I have
thought it was
92,
Cal AI.
92 protein, 62 carbs, and 32 fat. So I have 1,000 calories left.
Wait,
basically.
how much protein?
For now, 92, but total I have to eat 190.
92. What have you had today?
Cottage cheese, a whole tub of cottage cheese. So by the way, if you're trying to get extra protein, a whole tub of like cottage cheese, fat-free, is 320 calories and 56 grams of protein, the one that I use.
Do you just have it by itself?
A little bit of honey, that's it.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy work though.
Yeah, and then I add eggs and a protein bar, that's it.
I had a bagel with avocado on it,
Yeah.
cottage cheese on that, and then 4 eggs. That's all I've had today.
Eggs have to be there.
So I think that's maybe like 50 G's.
I gotta ask, what are we filming for?
Us?
A big video?
No, I'm doing.
Something crazy?
I told your friend. I don't know. She disappeared. I think after hearing the answer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We said like we're filming for OnlyFans. Yeah.
Well, you look. Yeah.
We look the type?
Yeah.
I don't get that many girls, to be honest. 3.
Fun?
Yeah, it's just chill, like, getting background footage and stuff.
He's getting into the industry, so I'm trying to put him on.
Yeah.
Cool.
Have you ever thought about it?
What was that?
Have you ever thought about it?
No, I have not.
That's not your cup of
That's
tea.
great.
All right, nice.
Do we place our orders with you, or does someone else come?
I can take an order.
Are you ready?
Right.
Yeah. I think it goes with the vibe, like, let's do bang bang chicken.
Bang bang chicken.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do the classic steak, please.
Yeah, I think our friend like clocked out.
She clocked out. She's like, fuck.
She's like, fuck this shit, I'm leaving. So, one thing I learned over the years from making content, I don't know your perspective on it, but every time you take a camera out and you have some mics, you can get away with like crazy stuff, and like people just get curious, and you can literally be a random person going to like Best Buy, get a camera, put a mic and start talking, and suddenly everyone's like, who's that guy? Like, what is he doing? And yeah, it's very interesting how camera changes people's perception.
It kind of reminds me of like when you could throw on like a construction vest and walk into any establishment or vicinity, and it's kind of just like, all you need is a vest and a clipboard. You can just pass through every line.
Yeah.
No one asks any questions. It's the same thing. You pull out the camera and it's like, changes the whole dynamic.
Very interesting. You can give tickets. Have you seen those videos? People give tickets to like random people that are parking in different spots, and they were just wearing that vest, the orange vest.
As degenerate as this is, the videos of where it's like, this is the gay only, homosexual only parking.
I've
space.
seen them, bro. Those are funny.
And then they're like, are you gay, sir? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm gay. He's like, prove it.
These guys have some interesting ideas.
Where do people come up with this stuff?
You're talking about a lot of like content, systemizing everything, ads, all those things, and I feel like a lot of business owners still haven't tapped into that aspect. They're a little bit old school, and even if they do it, they feel like it's not working because they haven't implemented the right foundation and the ecosystem, so it's not really giving them benefits. And Pasha, he has like different ways of monetizing it, obviously from theme pages, if you guys check out the last podcast, and also he does coaching. And no matter what industry you're at, you can always monetize it from Instagram. And we're gonna touch upon those topics a little bit later, but this is kind of like a little warm up. And I want you to understand, as a business owner, attention is key, because if you can generate attention and if you're able to nurture that attention and also convert that attention, that's where the money is made. Let me open the door. There we go. So if you're able to convert that attention with whether nurturing content, stories, there's always opportunities for that. Pasha, what do you think?
The key to making money online and just in general is learning how to generate attention, so understanding and mastering content, and then learning how to convert that attention and that audience into income. If you could, which is marketing. So if you can master content creation and you can master marketing and sales, no matter what you're doing, what type of model you're doing online, you're gonna be able to make a lot of money. There's so much opportunities. No matter what model you're in, what vehicle you're in, if you can master those 3 skills, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I think a lot of business owners, they think they have to dance or do cringy videos to get attention, but you can literally generate attention in ways that it's more professional and also less humiliating. Is that the word? Humiliating. Humiliating, there we go. So if you can just do that, maybe showing your skills, education, showing your personal takes, you can definitely generate that attention.
Yeah, I think that's a limiting belief that a lot of people have. The excuse and the story that they tell themselves as to why they're not doing something online.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I don't want to be a cringy influencer, and I don't want to have to dance and put myself on camera and be cringy and all that stuff. It's like, really all that is just a coping mechanism, which makes you feel comfortable with where you are right now. Because in reality, there's so many different ways for you to get attention, whether it's faceless or not, to build an audience online in a way that you actually see fit and it isn't cringy. And then once you get that attention, if you could convert it, learn marketing, learn sales, and could convert that traffic towards whatever direction you want it to, and that's what it comes down to. There's no excuses at the end of the day. There's no excuses. You might have some in your mind or have limiting beliefs that you think are what's holding you back, but that's just all in your head. And if you could get past that, then the opportunities are there. You just have to put in the work and get to it.
You already know. So as long as you're just generating that attention, and you're nurturing that traffic, you can monetize it anyway. You can do it from, doing a service-based businesses or coaching, whatever. Just try to not make it like OnlyFans link, but besides that, everything is good, No
OnlyFans, no gambling.
Yep. Well, we're about to go to the sickest location of the day, Pelican Hills. I've had some, I don't know if I ever recorded a video there, but we're gonna go there. You'll see, it's gonna be a crazy place.
Nice. Hopefully a good sunset.
Yeah. So this is the final place we came. I don't know if the camera is showing. It's a little bit shady. Let's see. You see all the grass? It's a little bit. The sun is too strong. Let's go here.
Lighting so bright.
Yeah. Well, there we go. I hope you guys see it. It's a beautiful view. And just turn the camera around. We're gonna be posted up here. What do you think, Pasha?
Beauty. Doesn't get much better than this, huh?
I wonder if you can live stream here. You're gonna get a little into trouble, huh?
I suppose so.
Yeah. We're gonna walk around this area a bit. We've been here a couple times, but we're gonna talk, yap, and also show you guys around. There we go. This is what happens when you're unemployed,
Walking around a golf resort on a Wednesday evening. That's what life's about, yeah?
Yep. We were talking about how businesses they need to generate traffic, nurture and convert for their business, obviously to monetize it. Tell me a little bit about your strategy with generating traffic, because I know yours is a little bit different.
Right.
It's theme pages. So how do you go about actually bringing the traffic first and then also converting it?
For theme pages specifically?
Yeah.
Well, when you think about growing and monetizing theme pages, it's just really broken down into a few simple steps, which is like setting the foundations. So understanding like what direction you actually want to go in and what your brand is going to revolve around. And then once you have clarity on that, you could get a content strategy together by understanding the algorithm, how to use it to your advantage, and designing high quality viral content that's going to allow you to put yourself out there, grow, get the following, build the audience. And as you're growing, as you're building that audience, that's when you have the opportunity to convert that audience into income through multiple different mechanisms. And then from there, once you have income coming in, you're able to take some of that, reinvest it back into the business, automate some things, editor, account manager, graphic designer, copywriter, whatever you want to call it, whatever role you need. And that's what allows you to scale further, detach yourself from the equation, and have, especially, these days with all the AI and tools and automations that we have access to.
Yeah.
Something like a theme page where your face is not involved, where you're not in it day after day, like the scalability really is limitless.
Definitely a cheat code, because you don't have to necessarily be like in places like this. You can just be at home.
You don't have to be at a golf resort on a Wednesday evening walking around.
Getting people's content or athletes, motivational content. It can be anything. It can be any niche, and you can send that traffic, because I know you have like a very unique mechanism. You send them to email lists, you do brand deals, all that. So it's definitely like a very interesting way of monetizing it. So if you guys are not into it, get into it, man. It's like if you guys don't want to put your face out there, that's a great way to actually monetize your brand.
No excuses.
Yeah.
No excuses.
It's a beautiful letter, man. Look at this.
Look at that water.
Wow. This is like the online money entrepreneur go-to spot. I'm surprised I don't see none of us here, unemployed fuckers.
No, they're unemployed fuckers today.
It's crazy.
Damn.
Look at this view. I think that way we go down. Okay, so the sun is on our favor right now, so we can definitely film some stuff here right now. But yeah, man, now we were talking about the theme pages. It's definitely very scalable. But I think nowadays a lot of business owners need to understand that it's kind of mandatory. Well, obviously it's not 100% mandatory. You can still get sales and clients without Instagram, but the beauty of Instagram is that it's an ecosystem that's going to always deliver you, and it's going to work for you if you set it up the most strategic way, which is having content that nurtures people, having ads that bring in cold traffic. You have all these things working together. You can always monetize it.
You're going to get way better results for way less effort. So if you're trying to grow a business and you're not using Instagram, you're pretty much just playing the game on hard mode. Like, why play the game on hard mode? Content is like the most powerful machine system that we all have access to in today's age. And if you're not leveraging it to its full advantage to get your business out there and to make people aware of it, and also, convert and market through social media platforms, you're literally just making your life so much harder than it needs to be.
Yep.
Your business is going to suffer, and you're going to put way more time and energy into things that have way less leverage.
I think the last thing business owners want is that to like constantly have to work to get leads. Or when you have like an autopilot system that just brings in people, like I would take that honestly. And that's why I feel like it's a huge pain reliever and benefit for business owners to have that. That's what I've been helping business owners do, to have that system in place to just bring in leads and clients in a scalable way, and also be like relaxed. You don't have to constantly stress about where your next client is going to be, and you can just be be chilling and relaxing, and you can do unemployed activities with your family to come to places like this. But yeah, that's the vision. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm 100% with that. I mean, if you want to have peace of mind and you want to have a business that works for you rather than you're working in it and in it every single day, you want to essentially create a business that you could work on, not in. right? And when you leverage social media and you're getting traffic and you're being able to convert that traffic and market and make sales, I mean, you're working on a system that works for you. You're not in it every single day, making your life harder. So it's a no-brainer, really.
It is a no-brainer. Look at this, man. Wow.
Beauty.
Now it is. Wow, bro, this is crazy clippable content, We are here for the sunset. As you see, sun is going down. So I know, like, if you're a business owner, if you're watching this if you got all the way to this point, I'm sure you're interested in these topics you're talking about. So one of the things I noticed with my clients and the people that we had calls and sales calls and all those things, I noticed they always say they're tired of to look around for new leads and new clients because nothing is predictable. It's just maybe word of mouth, maybe people randomly call you from Google, and it gets annoying. I'll be honest, if I was a business owner, I would hate that too. And the solution for that is to have an ecosystem that does the thing for you, right? Like, you want to actually have your service and your offers, everything lined up. Let's just say on Instagram, that's the platform I focus on. So you make content around your service. It can be as very, very micro topics. It can be macro topics. And you start making content about that. Now, on top of that, you have ads that bring in the guaranteed traffic, maybe depending on how much you spend, maybe $25 to $35 a day would be like pretty solid to start. So you have the guaranteed traffic coming in, then your content is there to nurture. Then you can use stories to, put your offers there, make very one-time offers, limited offers. People hit you up, you can run polls to get people interested in conversations. Then you cannot get them on calls, maybe to close them, or you can just have conversations in the DMs to maybe help them out and provide value. And as time goes on, you build that trust, then you can convert that to, clients. You can have them basically pay for any service that you want. It can be plumbing, roofing, PPF, wraps, whatever you're doing, you can literally copy paste the same system. And it's nothing complicated. It's just, you got to bring in the traffic, you got to nurture them, and obviously you got to convert them. So if you're a business owner struggling to get into that, flow of getting leads and clients on a consistent basis, utilize Instagram.
The thing is, everyone has Instagram, everyone's familiar with Instagram, but the thing is, most people, they just spend their time on it as a consumer. Right, just using it, checking to see what their friends are doing, scrolling through content, feeling entertained. And that's the consumer side of things, but at the same time, the content that you're seeing on your feed, sometimes you see like personal pages, sometimes you see, all types of different content, but then you see other types of content where it's like people are not showing their face, but they're posting, they're still growing, and they're still monetizing. Yet, these are people who are spending the same amount of time on the same exact platform as you, yet it's just in a different way, right? It's the consumer mentality versus the producer mentality. You could still spend the same 1, 2, 3 hours a day on Instagram, still get the dopamine from being on the app and clicking around, but instead of using it as a consumer and just like wasting your time, and most people I know, they feel guilty about it. They know that they shouldn't be wasting so much time and that it's not good for them, and it's ruining their dopamine.
Yeah.
Instead of just doing that, just take the same amount of time that you're spending consuming, but produce instead, and you still get all the benefits of it. And you don't even need to show your face. You don't need to spend money on ads. You don't need to, be a cringy influencer doing dances in front of the camera, having to like sell out.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even need to show your face at this point. This is why there's no excuses. A lot of the pages that you see, you'll be scrolling through, you'll see like business content, you'll see motivation content, you'll see health content of people not even showing their face, and they're just reposting viral clips of other people talking about these topics, right? And the thing is, I remember when I was getting started with the business, I would see that and I'm like, if these people are doing that, why can't I do the same? Like, I could literally find these clips, I could put them together in like my own little unique way with my own branding and post a ton a day and get the benefits that social media has to offer with growing and monetizing online. And the main switch comes from having the mentality as just a consumer and switching to a producer, to a creator. Yeah. And I think that's the mindset shift a lot of people need to have, especially if they want to get to a point where they're a business owner and they're leveraging social media and online business. Making that transition from consumer to producer is the key.
And it's a great way to, utilize that to make side income, to even potentially full income if you want to. And you don't have to show your face. It's very scalable. And honestly, I think if I was not doing what I was doing right now, I would definitely do that because there is no public pressure. You can just make content that you want to watch. You can literally make content that you want to watch, and you can just run it up and convert that to money.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing that makes me laugh sometimes is, people say, what if it doesn't work out?
Yeah.
What if I fail? Like, what happens then? It's like, I just don't understand that mental model, because if you look at it as failing, I don't believe in failing. It's like if you try something, it either works out, that's great, you succeed, or you learn. And there's an obstacle, you overcome it and you learn, and there's something that you could get out of it. And worst case scenario, something doesn't work out, literally nothing changes. You remain in the same exact position and nothing changes. But when you try, I guess really what it comes down to is the real failure is not trying and failing, even though that doesn't exist. The real failure is not even trying in the first place.
Yeah, not even starting.
And letting fear of failure hold you back, because if you fear even trying, the chances of success is literally 0%, because you're not even giving yourself a chance.
Yeah.
Whereas if you actually try something, even if the success rate is 50%, which I don't believe in, because at the end of the day there's still learning, so there's no failing, at least you're giving yourself a chance, and you could see, you could learn something new, take something from it, and use that to help you move forward into the direction.
You're collecting data points.
Yeah. I mean, you're learning, you're collecting data, your data sets, right? And data sets, and you could take that with you to do whatever you want. But the only way to guarantee that you'll fail is literally by not even trying in the first place.
What was that clip? Remember?
Don't be that guy.
Do you remember the loop? Yeah. What if I came into your business? Brother, go connect. There's nobody to connect here, unfortunately. I mean, actually, the golfers just passed by. I don't think we're in their tax bracket right now.
So what do you do for a living down in Newport Beach to be able to come to Pelican Hill and be golfing?
We're just working on a private equity, private equity, nothing too crazy.
Yeah, just real estate, no big deal. Yeah, I just got some properties lined up, Yeah, I just sold a $40 million deal down the street, no big deal.
Just having a beer today.
Yeah, just having no big deal.
Wife was kind of being annoying, we left. So guys, we just booked this room. Cost us a little, 50 grand, for the night.
For the hour.
But we're gonna have day 2 of our seminar. Obviously, we're gonna cover how to monetize your Instagram with Mr. Pasha himself. He's got a lockdown, and obviously me, I'm a student of the game. I always learn from him. So we're gonna have about 300 people coming in for our seminar.
It's gonna be great. We're gonna have food. There's gonna be multiple coaches speaking, and we're just gonna run it up. Lots of money to be made. Lots of lessons to be learned.
So the goal is to basically for us to come in your business and just manage everything and help you grow. But a lot of people don't really, all the people that you go to learn, they don't really come to your business. So we make sure we come to your business and we come in your business and take things to the next level. But this is it, man. Unemployed maxing, going maxing 2026.
And not only do we come into your business, we study, bro. We study. That way you can learn.
Shout out to Luke Belmer, man. Shout out to Luke Belmer.
Hey, Johnny Walker, let's get some.
This is a place that we were talking about off camera, but I think they definitely did some rituals here back in the days. Maybe when it was not really popping, but.
Yeah, Epstein, Hillary Clinton, Bill Gates, Patty Trump, they were all in here.
Yeah.
With their pizza.
Pizza.
Pizza
was actually a place in Iran that had the best pizzas. That was my favorite pizza place in Iran. They had a banana sauce. Bro, that was amazing.
What's the most important lesson that you've learned over the last 3 years, which has contributed the most to your success and will continue to contribute to your future success?
Most important lesson I learned that contributed to my success and it's gonna keep helping me out. Okay. A very astute question.
Astute.
When I started implementing this philosophy, it helped me in all aspects because it allowed me to value myself in a way I'm not dependent to anything external. And that's basically being whole within myself. Mm-hmm. I shouldn't need a girl. I shouldn't need a car. my self-worth comes only from me and who I am on a core level. And I believe every single person, if they were truly whole within their core, everything would flow to themselves, you know? And you will be basically, in a way, not physically indestructible, but you will be mentally so strong that nothing would faze you. The hate, the, you know, people talking shit about you, betrayals, breakups, heartbreaks, nothing would faze you because you're so whole and you're so fulfilled within yourself that it just allows you to keep pushing and to keep leveling up and to strive for your goals regardless of what's happening. Anything that happens because you're whole within yourself, obviously it's good to have, you know, friends, girlfriends, whatever.
Right.
Obviously those things are good. Those feelings are there, and you would feel a certain way if certain people left, or you would have certain deals go the wrong ways. But if you're truly whole within yourself, you're like, you know what? It's okay. I'm still me. I still, you know, fulfilled internally.
Right.
Anything else, I'm detached. Like there was this quote. Do you know John Mark?
I don't believe so.
So he's basically a coach. He was like a fitness coach now, but now he helps other people with their coaching. Mm-hmm. He has this quote. I love it. He says, "Release your mental attachment to it in a way that, you know, you don't have a time on it, but work like it needed to happen yesterday." Mm. So there is no time, like there is no deadline for it,
right.
But you work like it needed to happen yesterday. Right. So you release the mental attachment to it, right. But you work like it had to happen yesterday.
Yeah, no, I think that's key, just being detached from the outcome.
Yeah, just be filled whole within yourself. That's, I think it really, really took me a long way because, like, I'm gonna give you like the most simple example. I used to be so butthurt if I went on dates and it didn't go the way I wanted, or if a deal collapsed, I would be like so like pissed off about it. I would ask myself why, and I understand it's because I'm trying to get a feeling out of it that I don't have already inside me. So if I give that feeling myself and the fulfillment already it's inside me, I don't need it. Right. It can happen. It can, if it goes my way, good. If it doesn't, so
this
be it.
This is pretty much, I mean, operating with abundance.
Yeah.
Essentially, right?
Yep.
That's kind of
exactly
what it boils down to. And to add on to your point, what I think is really, really important is to have your self-worth tied not to your results, but to the work that you're doing every day, right? So, for example, if you go throughout a day of work and you do everything that you know you were supposed to do, no matter what the results came from that, that should make you feel good, because that's what is essentially going to get you over a long enough period of time to your goals. Whereas a lot of people, I think they have their self-worth tied to their results. So even if they do everything that they're supposed to throughout the day, even if they don't get immediate results that day, they feel it like hurts their ego, or they feel like demotivated.
They're outcome dependent.
Yes, because they're relying on external outcomes or results to their self-worth, right? Which could make them a lot more discouraged when moving towards the direction that they want to get to. Whereas if your self-worth is attached to the work that you're putting in, you know, and as long as you're doing everything that you need to be doing throughout the day, even if no results come from that day, that should be a win.
You're fulfilled.
Right? You should be happy. Whereas even if you somehow get a result and you didn't put in the work that day, even though you got the result, I don't think you should be happy about that day, because that means that you're attaching your self-worth to a result that came. And if you do that, that's like the formula for getting comfortable and stopping doing the actual work, because you're just focusing on the results. But the work is the stuff that actually generates the results. So if you just keep on having your self-worth attached to the results that you're getting, ultimately you're just asking to burn out and fall off track. Whereas if your self-worth is always attached to the work that you're putting in, no matter what the results are, the results will come to you, right? Because you're detached from it. It's external, it'll come to you.
Letting go of the outcome and just focusing on the inputs.
Yeah, because the inputs is what generates the outputs, right? So rather than putting an input and just like waiting and depending on the output to come, just know that it always will come in one form or another at one point or another. All right, that's Newton's third law. At the end of the day, every action has equal opposite reaction. Mm-hmm. So,
I was born and raised in Iran. I have family there, but obviously we're in America right now. Pasha is Persian too, you know, and you get to see different perspectives of media from, you know, Iran, America, Europe, wherever, and everyone just feeds an agenda, and that agenda usually the product is you. You suffer from it because of, you know, your mental investment or your emotional reactions. And all of these media companies are benefiting from your reactions. And if you keep making, you know, these topics a reason to divide each other and push each other away, and rather than understand, okay, things are happening, yes, but is it the full story, or is it only what they want us to know? Then you will be able to release yourself from that emotional attachment. We talked about this in the beginning of the video.
Yeah.
But I promise you, when you start pulling yourself away, because I really want to emphasize this because I know it's going to make a huge impact, just pull yourself away from all these external distractions, right? Really, really just get happy with building your life. Like from the smallest things, it can be, changing up your wardrobe, getting a new haircut, to starting a new business, making your room like the way you like it. All those things, just fall in love with, make your life more enjoyable for you rather than putting yourself in misery for being obsessed with news and sports and things that don't really matter. Obviously, it's good to know a little bit about them, but don't be attached and just get in love, with building your own life. Enjoy that part. And as you grow, as you have more power, then you can influence more things. Maybe you can help your friends and family. Then you can scale from there. You can go to your community levels, neighborhood, and then you can maybe go on a state level. Then you can go from country, and it just starts from smaller levels. But when you get yourself straight, then things become easier. So just fall in love with, building your own life.
Yeah.
That's what I want to share. It helped me, so maybe you can take some, action from that. That's a wrap for today. We covered a lot of topics, and I'm sure you guys got a lot of value from it. And to end things off, if you guys want to learn about Pasha's business system and his business model, which is Instagram theme pages, I'm going to put his Instagram link. Go check him out. Anything to add for the viewers?
Just know that I put a lot of free value out, right? So, if you're hesitant about, really diving in and committing towards learning a business, you don't need to. I put a lot of free value out on YouTube, Instagram, just explaining more about the business, how it works, how you could leverage it to your advantage. And, there's a lot that you can learn, for free, just free value. I'm helping out a lot of people from all the lessons that I've learned over the past few years and making very in-depth, sophisticated, content to help people out to get started with this. So yeah, feel free to check it out. I'm sure you won't regret it, and I'm sure you'll get value from it.
Matter of fact, he's actually teaching one of the guys from my community his business model. So
yeah.
He's been crushing it. He's I think 35K on Instagram, and he's going to monetize his account very soon. So he knows this thing, guys. He knows this thing. If you're a business owner, you want to actually alleviate that pain, that pressure, the stress of getting leads and clients with in a scalable and a predictable way, and you're tired of that and you actually want to have that sorted out, let me know. Either message me on Instagram. I'm going to help you out to see how we can work together. Or you can just book a call directly from this video. I'm going to put the link there. You can book a call and see if you're aligned. And thank you for watching. More videos coming up. This is just one of the first few collabs I've done in the recent months. So stay tuned. More bangers. And Pasha, thank you for coming on. It's a sick-ass video.
Pleasure.
Stay tuned, guys.